Welcome to the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. Are you over 40 and tired of struggling with your weight, dieting, and constantly feeling like you're starting over with nutrition and fitness? Do you wish you had more energy? Do you want to lose weight and finally keep it off for good? I'm Lil, a certified nutrition coach and former registered nurse. I too have been there, and at the age of 44, I decided I was done with fad diets and chasing a lower number on the scale. I was so tired of constantly starting over and wondering why I couldn't get lasting results. I became a nutrition coach and created the Feel Your Best formula for women who want to build muscle, lose fat, and keep it off for good. If you're ready to build a better relationship with food, the scale, and your body, let's build your formula for feeling your best. If you're new here, make sure to check the episode details for the link to my newbie starter guide. You'll receive an email straight to your inbox with everything you need to start building your Feel Your Best formula. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's dive into today's episode. Good morning. Happy Friday. Today, as I pop into your podcast feed, it is just to give you a real quick reminder that no matter where you are in your journey, that you already have everything you need to succeed within you. When it comes to building a life you love, a body you're proud of, and habits that you can stick with, the solution ultimately lies within you. Yes, most likely you're going to need guidance because you are most likely not a professional. It's probably not your job to understand fitness and nutrition, but you are still the one who's going to change your own life. As you start to build new habits, it's going to be in phases. And the very first phase is you need to create awareness around why you're getting the results that you're getting. And this is going to require looking your habits dead in the eye and asking yourself, are these the habits that I really want in my life? Having the ability to look at your current habits by tracking what you're already doing and seeing those areas that need improvement, that is how you start making change, becoming aware that you're probably eating too many calories. You're probably not eating enough protein. You're not eating enough fiber. My clients are absolutely flabbergasted when they start tracking their food, when they start tracking their steps. Many of them think that they're much more active than they really are, and they realize they're only getting about 3,000 steps per day when really they should be getting closer to triple those number of steps. So while hiring a professional like me can help point out to you these areas where some change and maybe letting go of old habits so that you can create new ones, we can tell you this is going to help you move towards those goals you say you want to achieve, but it has to be you who decides you are going to accept that what you're currently doing is not working for you and that you're willing to do the work that is required to make the change that you desire. So after awareness comes an experimentation phase, and this is where a lot of people give up. They throw in the towel. They want to instantly have the solution. They just want everything done for them. They want a meal plan. They want a fitness plan. And what they're missing is the nuance that comes with fitting a plan into your life that works for you. And this is why I do not recommend cookie cutter meal plans or cookie cutter fitness programs. The experimentation phase requires patience and honesty about what is and is not working. Again, you can have someone like me guiding you and helping you, but ultimately it must be a collaborative process, and you are the key to building those new habits that are going to work for you. You may not get it right the first, the second, or even the third time when you're trying to build a new habit. And remember, most change is hard before it becomes easy. But if you aren't willing to try new things and you aren't willing to create solutions such as setting reminders on your phone or leaving yourself sticky notes around the house that help you remember those changes that you're working towards, if you're not willing to go through that messy phase of figuring things out, then you're just going to stay stuck right where you are. And that requires ownership. Sometimes you just have to trust the process, even though that messy middle part where you're figuring out what works for you can be very uncomfortable. Once you've made it past that second step of the experimentation phase and you've pinpointed the habits and routines that do work for you, the next step is realizing that everything needs to have some flexibility and you can't get caught up in obsessive or rigid thinking. It's your job to be able to look at situations, see the nuance when you need to make a decision, and pinpoint what your priorities are and just make the best decision you can and feel good about it. If you find yourself going back into the all or nothing mindset, then it's a sign your plan is not as flexible as you think it is, or maybe your mindset has not embraced the fact that you can include the foods you love and you don't have to be on a diet all the time and you don't have to eat, quote, perfect all the time. But only you can know what you need to do to put the brakes on this type of thinking and behavior. If you want sustainability with your habits, then you need to also have flexibility. As you can see, as you take yourself through this process from just having the awareness of the things you want to change to ultimately building the habits and routines that work for you, the common theme here is you, and there is always a solution. We just have to be willing to take our head out of the sand, look in the mirror, get honest about the changes we need to make, and start taking it one step at a time towards the habits and routines that will lead us towards that life we truly want to live. And sometimes just taking that first step changes everything. It's not about weight loss. It's not about having a six-pack. It's about waking up each and every day and just feeling as good about yourself as you can. Not every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows, but having energy, feeling strong and confident, liking how we look in our clothes, knowing we have the power to control our habits, that can be so impactful for enjoying everything in our lives. I hope this message helps you take that next step out of your comfort zone and towards the changes you want to make. Always remember, I'm here to help. Check the show details below for links on how to connect with me if you're interested in coaching. And there's other ways that I can help as well, such as my Lose Fat for Good workshop. But just remember, everything you need to succeed is already within you, and you absolutely can start connecting to that inner power and start taking new steps in the right direction, one step at a time. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to check the episode details for my new listener starter guide, and any additional resources mentioned in the episode can also be found in the show notes on my website. You can always find me on Instagram at Macros with Lil, and for more healthy lifestyle tips, recipes, and information on my one-to-one and group coaching services, make sure to check out my website. All the links can be found below. If you know someone else who is ready to start building their formula for feeling their best, please share the love and send them a link to the podcast. I hope you found today's episode helpful, and I'll see you back here next week for a brand new one.